video on YouTube. I got a notification because for mental health because of my tweets. Let's go, Hog. I feel numb. Hey, man, I feel numb, too. We got people filtering in here. We're up to 75. All right, gang. Here we are. This is what we've been waiting for. I've been waiting all day to talk about this with everyone after a day and night where I got a thorough amount of bitching, put out into the ether on Twitter. A whole lot of bitching, whole lot of complaining. What are we left with? Rafeal Devers traded to the San Francisco Giants for a bag of Doritos. I mean, listen, I guess I'll start off here, with the return. The return sucks. I've got to say, the first thing I've been truly embarrassed about is the amount of scraping and just throwing yourselves at the knees of Craig Breslow to be like, yeah, man, actually, let me justify the return. The return is actually so good. The return is dog shit. If we got that return for Jaron Duran, I think it was a fucking dog shit return. It sucks. It's a bad return. You get Kyle Harrison. He's interesting. He was a higher tier prospect last season. I think at one point he was ranked above Roman Anthony. Vaughn Grissom was ranked above Roman Anthony in prospect listings at one point. So, take those with a grain of salt. He is interesting, though. Good fastball. Cannot throw a breaking ball worth a shit. But he might be something. Who knows? Jordan Hicks, the other piece, we tried to sign him, I think, last year. I think we probably put him back in the bullpen, I got to say. Especially because we might be trading Chapman within the next month or two. At least, fuck, man. They say we're buying. I don't know if I necessarily believe that. We'll find out. A lot of it is dependent on how the team is going to perform here over the next month leading into the trade deadline on if they buy or not. Guys, if I'm just going on my initial reaction to the trade, if I'm going to give you my raw emotional reaction, which I've come down from this a bit, but I still feel some of this in my heart. The first thing I thought about, when the trade came through and the initial shock settled, is, this is the, any of you guys fans of Game of Thrones? You guys, watch Game of Thrones, and, that's the greatest TV show you've ever seen, and then you saw season 7, and then you saw season 8, and you have this irreconcilable fury that you have for the people who ran the show of Game of Thrones, and you wish nothing but failure and suffering upon them for the rest of their lives because of what they did to this wonderful thing that you love and cherish. That is the most direct comparison that I can bring for Craig Breslow. He is David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. He ruined something that I hold near and dear to my heart. He fucked up this Rafeal Devers situation. A guy who has been here since he was a literal child, a 16-year-old. And the organization grew frustrated with him because he didn't completely flip his personality the second they gave him money. When, again, they knew this guy since he was a 16-year-old kid. And you had no idea, how or what his reaction was going to be. So, listen, that's, in terms of the raw anger I felt in the moment, my first reaction was I want everybody to be fired. I hope we lose 50 straight. I hope all the players in the trade suck. And as a direct result, the entire front office is purged, and I never have to see any of these people's faces again. That was my first reaction. Then I came down, and I'm like, I'm still going to be calling all these games. I'm still going to be here for all 162. I'm still going to be cheering for the team. So, I can't hold that opinion. That can't be my opinion. So I came down a bit, and I was like, okay, the return sucks ass. It's shit. But there's some interesting pieces here. And, I'm hearing Craig Breslow out. Maybe he was a cancer, man. Maybe he was. Maybe he had to go. Maybe Rafi did have to go, but even if he did have to go, you could have gotten a better return. Maybe shop him around the league instead of using one team. To me, that's inexcusable. It's a joke. You are a fucking clown of you don't know what you're doing. What are you talking about? You are Nico Harrison. You are baseball Nico Harrison. You useless, knuckle-scraping, fucking nerd, geek piece of shit. This is a guy, who communicates like a inhuman automaton with no charisma. Like, this guy sucks. Make no mistake. I cannot stand Craig Breslow, and I hold a deep, festering hatred in my heart right now for Craig Breslow. In terms of the stages of grief, like someone mentioned in chat, I'm firmly still planted in anger. Like, I'm in anger. I'm starting to enter into bargaining. But, like I was saying, maybe Rafi did have to go. Why do I say that? Because, like, we had rumblings for a while about, like, players in the locker room, like, there being a big divide. I believe it. I do believe it because I've heard from people who have real sources who say that's true. I'm very sure that, especially after Alex Cora's media availability before the game today, that he was in lockstep with Craig Breslow and he agreed with this move. Why do I think this? If Alex Cora did not see the Rafi trade coming, or if he didn't agree with it, he would have quit on the spot. And I mean that with he would have either quit on the spot, or he would have taken the media availability time to take Craig Breslow to the woodshed and shit all over him. So, and also, something that is in mind to this, the David Ortiz quote that came out as well. That was very strange. That is very strange. I'm trying to see if I can find the exact quote right now. I could probably check Gordo's page in a second if he had it. But, like, yeah, basically, Ortiz alluded to the fact that Rafi helped fuck this situation up because he let his ego get in the way. So, I can be talked into that Rafi, like, either wanted out, like, which Passon said he wanted out, or that he had to go to, heal the locker room. In terms of, like, what situation is true, we'll find out basically entirely by how they play the game of baseball. What they do on the field is going to inform so much of what the reality of the situation was. Like, are they going to rip off a 15-game winning streak here, energized by cutting out the cancer, or are they going to die? Because, like, listen, man, like I said, even in the situation where Rafi had to go, you got to get a better return. The return sucks ass. I am in deep, unfathomable levels of pain that he is no longer on this team. He was the last tie that this team had to winning. He was the last tie to 2018. The only other person on this team who has won now, I think, it's Bregman, and he didn't win here. So I don't give a fuck about Bregman's winning because he didn't win here. Winning here matters. Winning in Boston matters. Winning for this team matters so much. And, like, yeah, I mean, I've heard, like, rumblings, like, oh, yeah, Duran's happy to see him go. Like, and it's, like, I don't care, man. I don't give a fuck if Chappie's got a ring. Sure, I mean, no one's talking about Aroldis Chapman for leadership on this team, man. With Bregman being, I mean, not with Bregman, with Devers being gone now, like, yeah, they free up a bunch of money. The jerk off fart noise. No one gives a single solitary shit about financial flexibility. You can't sell me on the trade with potential. You fucking traded away one of the 15 best bats in the sport, a guy with a 150 OPS plus, for potential. That means nothing to me. Means nothing to me. You have the financial flexibility, and if you aren't, I mean, hopefully they use it. Even if they do use it, like, do you feel confident that, like, when they sign a guy, they won't trade him a year and a half into the deal? I don't. Well, like, what's Roman Anthony think about a situation like this, or Meyer? It's like, oh yeah, why the hell would I ever sign an extension with this team? They could just chuck me out the door after fucking year 2. So yeah, I think that's quite bad. And in terms of, like, where it leaves the roster, I mean, Craig Breslow multiple times this season as to reasons like why Roman Anthony or Marcelo Meyer didn't get called up was because, they couldn't be seen as the saviors of the franchise. I think that was his exact verbiage. What are they now, if not the saviors of the franchise? If Roman Anthony doesn't become himself like what people think he's going to be this year, what are you going to do? You don't, like, fucking, again, say Rafi is this, like, cancer that needs to be cut out. He is still a high 900s OPS guy in the middle of your order that, like, needs to be replaced. They made the point on Section 10 that, like, going into the season, you had, like, 3 middle-of-the-order bats that you were feeling confident on. Rafeal Devers. You thought Tristan Cassis was going to give you middle-of-the-order production. He got hurt. And what? Alex Bregman. And Alex Bregman got hurt, and he's probably still going to be out for another month. So right now, if the season is to be salvaged, the big three have to save the team. It truly is their era. And they've been ushered in the most clunky, garbage, Bush League way I could ever see. And again, like, as I thought more, I mean, I can be talked into the fact that maybe Rafi had to go. Some of the quotes that are coming out today are very concerning. And like, the thing is, they're not coming directly from the media. They're coming from people who are in the know, or people like who usually like came from a culture from this team when they actually won something. You know what I mean? Like, the quote that I heard today, like, confirmed by multiple reports, that like Rafi felt threatened, that like, or he was upset that Campbell like volunteered to play first base. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. That's ridiculous. That's a dumb thing. And it points a lot to, like, the way, like, how maybe his mindset was infecting the clubhouse. And I don't know. Maybe he had to go, man. Maybe he had to go. They could have gotten more. I still basically hate Craig Breslow with every fiber of my being. Guys, do you have any questions you want to ask me, to pose to me? Because those are my preliminary thoughts. We can go more in depth here with some of these questions. What are your thoughts on Rafi not taking advice from Poppy when Poppy offered it? Very strange, very bizarre. To me, it kind of just shows. It shows the fact, like, Rafi never wanted to be the leader of this team. He never wanted to be the face of this team. To me, him rejecting Poppy is him rejecting that role. Because Big Poppy wanted to talk to him and give him advice on how to lead the team. Rafi had no interest in leading the team. Hogdale, how do I go on? Are the Giants our NL team? Maybe. Have you seen the Cora comments? I have seen them, and yeah, I mean, I'm basically 100% certain that Cora was in lockstep with Craig with this decision. I think that Cora agreed with it. What do you think of Duran's comments saying Rafi's one of 26 players? Yeah. Clearly, Duran is on the side of the fence, like he wanted Rafi gone, didn't think he was a good leader. Me, personally, I don't want to see the world where Jarren Duran's the primary leader on this team. I think if he's the primary leader on this team, you're in big fucking trouble. I also, like, don't want to hear comments on leadership from a guy who's never won here or never done anything here. Like, listen, man, people can trash Rafi all they want on the way out here. At the end of the day, he actually won here. He actually, like, saw what a winning culture looked like. Every other person on this team doesn't fucking... Wait, what do they know? What do they know about winning anything? Rafi wanted to be a killer without being a leader, Manny role. Basically. I mean... It's just, it's very bad. Only Bregman knows. Wally World 545, thanks for the follow, man. Have a good stream, Hogdale. First game of the year I don't watch. Spirit is broken. Hopefully the boys pulled out. Have a good one, Sully. I know you're not happy with their turn. I'm trying to be optimistic, but I agree. Absolutely bizarre. It's like, yeah, you salary dumped a top 15 player in the league. You suck. It just really comes down to that. The things I was wishing upon Craig Breslow last night manifesting, I'm not proud. I won't repeat them out loud. But, like, truthfully, like, I hold a festering deep hatred in my heart for Craig Breslow. People acting and wanting to go be a top 10 hitter in the league wasn't enough. It's fucking insane. Is Yoshida back? Did he actually get, like, recalled? That's crazy. Or is that speculation? Like, because, like, one second. McCarthy cooked in the presser. No? Okay, yeah. I was going to say, boys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Masataka Yoshida is not coming back. Like, Masataka Yoshida is not coming back, ever. Like, Rafi was not what was holding Masataka Yoshida coming back. Craig Breslow hates players that are only DHs. He wants to use the DH for financial flexibility. MVPs of the presser were with McCarthy and Casti. Yoshida just isn't good. He's okay. He's a good player. He got mentioned. Yeah, sure. He totally is an option, right, guys? Hogdale chat, we gathered as fans of the Boston Red Sox. At the end of the day, we cheer on as a family member. People in the family court come and go, but it's not the individual, it's the family. The Sox kid, let's win a ball game like any other day. Why not us? Crazy. What are the odds they use the extra money from this shit trade? I don't know if they'll use it this year. Because I think that they're going to... I think they want to be under the CBT this year. And honestly, even if they're, like, competitive and, like, a game or two out of the wild card race going into the trade deadline. I still think getting under the tax this year is probably a good idea. But I don't know, man. I mean, do I think they're going to reallocate the money? I hope so. Maybe. To me, if, like, you're serious, like, say you're drawing the line in the sand, you're like, you know what, this can't be a Raffy-led clubhouse. This is going to be a Bregman-led clubhouse. Then we should be seeing Bregman extended within the week. Bregman needs to be extended absolutely fucking now. Roman Anthony, you should give him the Jackson Churio extension or something close to it now. You need to lock up the future of this team. You need to figure out what your direction actually is going to be, because it seemed like these guys have, like, in terms of, like, what a real consistent plan is, like, they've had not even an iota of an idea for years. Genuinely years. You can't, like, look me dead in the eye this season watching this team and telling me they had any fucking idea as to what they were going to do. Denley, thanks for the 50, or the 25, brother. Great day to be a Sox fan. Got out of a horrendous contract. You're a fucking piece of shit. I appreciate you, though, man. Craig Breslow's just actively sucking John Henry's cock. Like, yeah, like, the only person who's at, like, I heard, apparently, like, there was a Raffy trade that got shot down by Henry because it would have involved them eating money, which makes sense. From Henry's perspective, he hates eating money, and he doesn't want to eat money over the span of a decade. I mean, dude, like, listen, like, the return sucks partly because, like, you're not willing to eat any money, or partly because you weren't willing to get teams into a bidding war. I mean, you basically you took the first suboptimal package that you can get that you, like, maybe could tolerate and was like, okay, here you go, like, Raffy, get off the team. The return is not good. The return is bad. The return is dog shit, and, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm losing respect for every single person who's throwing themselves at the feet of Craig Breslow to justify the return being good. The return is ass. Like, I'll be happy to be proven wrong in that regard. Hopefully Kyle Harrison is a stud. Tibbs, hopefully he's a guy. Hopefully Jordan Hicks is a guy. But, like, listen, man, people said the Mookie return was ass day one, and people were like, no, you gotta wait, and it just ended up being ass the entire way through. No, it's just bad. I can call it bad now. It's a bad return. Why, looking at what the Red Sox have done this season in terms of pitching development, what makes you think that fucking Andrew Bailey is going to unlock the next tier of Kyle Harrison and make him a stud again? Why the fuck would you believe that? Who of the guys that they've gone out of their way to target pitching-wise, like, has thrived? What, Giolito? Bueller? Give me a fucking break. None of them have. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're trying to sell me on potential when you traded a top 15 bat in the league. It's dumb. It's bad. It's bad. Craig Breslow sucks. I mean, I think they botched this entire situation. I think it was communicated very poorly. That being said, it happened. And the results of that happening appears to be that it got toxic. It appears to be that, like, it's unsalvageable in the clubhouse, at least from what I'm hearing from people who aren't paid shills, for John Henry. I'm talking, like, about people who I actually respect, who actually do have, people in the know. I'm telling you, man, if AC not coming out and either resigning or shitting all over Craig tells me everything. It tells me it really was unsalvageable. Because if Cora disagreed with the move, he would have shit all over Breslow. He wouldn't have held back. I think we all know that. Cora is not scared to contradict Breslow. He does it all the fucking time. I mean, like, it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, you're right. Mookie got traded an expiring people are, like, power ranking, like, how bad this is on the scale of the worst of the worst trades. Yeah, it's worse than the Nomar trade, by far. It's worse than the Mookie trade by a decent bit. Because with the Mookie trade, there was at least a shadow of the doubt that, maybe Mookie didn't want to be here. Maybe Mookie was asking for $500 million, and he wouldn't take any money the Red Sox offered, and he just left. You had Raffy locked up for the next decade. This is a guy who was going to get his number retired for this team. Even if he doesn't become a Hall of Famer, he's a guy who's going to be like an inner circle Red Sox guy. He was supposed to be a guy who was a lifer. And no, now he's a Giant. And, like, it hurts. It hurts, man. It hurts a lot. Nomar, like, listen, a lot of you guys, were 14 or 15 when that trade happened. And I understand, like, it was hurtful. Objectively, like, wasn't the crossroads, like, heading for the fact that Nomar was probably going to leave? Like, to me, like, you didn't have Nomar under a 10-year contract, and then you just ripped the cord off and got rid of him. I was 8. Can't have an inner circle guy if he's selfish. I don't know, man. We all love Manny Ramirez. Manny Ramirez is not the nicest guy ever, man. Yes, Hogdale Nomar was never saying. Like, the Rafi situation, this is 50 times worse than any of those moves. It hurts a lot. Like I said, I'm talking myself into the fact that maybe he did have to go. The situation was shitty and how he got here was shitty, but at the end of the day, he really could have just played first base. Even though, truthfully, like, they didn't need him to. Toro was great at first, and so was Romy. But, like, I was willing to give Rafi a couple, 2 weeks to a month of bitching and whining. But, like, hey, he didn't do it. And, like, to me, that, like, he was spiteful to Campbell, that Campbell offered to play first. Like, yeah, maybe he's fucking corrupting the youth. Maybe he's corrupting the youth, man. Man, he never punched it. Oh, yeah, well, just in a very aggressive shove. Come on, man. Wasn't like a 60, 70-year-old staffer. By the way, brother, when I was talking about that, it's called over-exaggeration. I'm over-exaggerating. People in my fucking, my thing is just saying, Alex said Hogdale. So shout out to Hogdale. So he's just basically saying that someone in their family was sending like 5 of my tweets into their group chat. So I'm glad that people are resonating with my takes. You kids don't know the Sox history. I know they were winners and now they're not. I know Sam Kennedy during that little fucking presser that they were talking about, like, mentioned the fact that this team has had more success than anyone, and that scares me because it shows to me like they're so fucking arrogant and like unwilling to reevaluate themselves in the mirror. Like, be like, hey, maybe we fucked up here. Maybe we made a gross miscalculation. Rafi has his share of the blame as well, but truthfully, if you just approach him in the offseason and just be open and honest from day one, I sincerely doubt we get to this point. He shoved the guy who stumbled 32 days later. It would just be tits. Alex didn't lie. They were losers for almost 100 years. I know that. In my lifetime, they've been winners. And, I'm trying to push the Red Sox to, like, where, to the tendencies they had when they operated like winners. Because they've been operating like losers for a decent amount of time, man. It's been 7 years since 2018. 3 years, it'll have been a decade since 2018. Sounds like David Ortiz put him in a body bag here. Like, listen, man. Basically, to round out my thoughts here, fuck Craig Breslow. He sucks. He's a geek who should be thrown into a locker in the Mariana Trench well below the sea. He sucks. John Henry sucks. Sam Kennedy sucks. Raffi also kind of sucks. Everyone sucks here. You know, like the Reddit page, Am I the Asshole? Everyone sucks here. Because, like, everyone sucks here is an option. Yeah, I'm sick that he's gone. I'm sick that because people didn't act like a fucking adult that Raffi isn't here. Like, he didn't just know how to communicate like a real person. Like, Craig Breslow has the people skills of a mole that speaks Italian. The element you're not talking about, the Red Sox didn't want Rafeal Devers, and they were ecstatic out from a 10-year commitment from a guy who didn't want to be here. He didn't want to be here now. After you fucked it, after you fucked with him, and after you dicked him around. You're like, yeah, you got out of a 10-year commitment. Congratulations, you got out of 10 years of paying one of the best hitters in your team's history. Congratulations, you got out of 10 years of a guy who is going to, like, post a 150, 140 OPS plus every single season. Congratulations, you got out of one of the premier middle-of-the-order bats in the league. Fucking take a round of applause. I see people like say, hey, you got the DH space open. Now DH is flexible. Great. Now you can rotate 6 guys that will be a shadow of Rafeal Devers in the DH position because none of them have the talent to be able to replicate what he can do. Good job. Wow. Great. Like I said, man, so much of like what happens here is determined on how they play. Like how much of a cancer he truly was is based off of how well they play. I think Duran is going to get traded. And it has nothing to do with the Raffi situation. I just think that, it's hilarious. The log jam and now the outfield still is not solved. They still have not resolved the outfield log jam, and outfielder still has to go. They're not going to pay Kyle Tucker. He's going to get $600 million, and John Henry will never pay him. Ever. No one here believes that the fucking Boston Red Sox are going to pay Kyle Tucker $600 million. Not a single one of you believes that. Especially not me. I am not that big of a fucking idiot. Like, my God. He has 150 LPS plus right now. He became the final form of like what he was supposed to be as a hitter this season. He's walking at a 99th percentile rate this year. All of his hard hit statistics are as good as they've ever been. You're trading a guy at the apex of his powers and you got basically nothing. You got a bag of Doritos. Like, fucking cool. Kyle Harrison means nothing to me. Who the fuck are you? Jordan Hicks, who the fuck are you? Kyle Tibbs, Jose Bayo, who the fuck are you? I shouldn't have to look up their fucking Savant page. I should know who they are. $300 million's never going to get a bag of Doritos. Vlad just got $500 million and, like, debatably isn't even better than Rafi. Juan Soto just got $800 million. And he is better than Rafi, but he's not $500 million better than Rafi. Like, we're talking like a $300 million is like this upper echelon in the league. It isn't. It isn't. Kyle Tucker's about to get $600 million in free agency. Kyle Tucker is better than Rafeal Devers. He's not $300 million better than Rafeal Devers. It's just like, yeah, Acuna got $180 million. Yeah, and the fucking, the Braves swindle every one of their players. Ozzie Albies got fucking $7.25 an hour. Cool. Austin Riley got like $8.25 an hour. Sick. Yeah. My God. Roman Anthony just got his first career bomb, and like I basically missed it. Wow. Roman Anthony, man. It is his era. It's a sign. You know what? This is the sign. This is his era. This is his era. Let the coming of his name be sung in the halls! Roman Anthony! Claim your throne, for this is your era! The Roman Empire, it is here. Someone clip that, I'll still fucking post it anyway. I thought it was good. Lamau. It's his era. Fuck it, Rafi's dead to me. All right, boys. Let's go. This is his era. He's going to be traded in 4 years. Rafi is out. So who are we trading Roman for in 2030? Fuck if I know. You're not even going to know who he is. But yeah, Roman Anthony, first career home run, boys. Let's get it. Okay. We'll still talk about Devers shit, but we actually have to call the game. I mean, fuck. Let me get the game going on here. Let me get, let me adjust my OBS. I mean, yeah. I gotta say, I think that's poetic. I think that really is poetic. Me talking about the Rafi situation, lamenting about the Rafi situation, is interrupted by the person whose era this actually is going to be, the guy who defines this era of Roman Anthony. I think that's beautiful, actually. I think that's very poetic. And no, just.